Welcome back to another episode, and yeah, welcome back to fall. It is rainy, a rainy day. It's been raining all week, to be honest with you, but today I definitely want to you're gonna have to mind my watch here. Every time I come out to the garage, my cameras go off, say movement and this and that. But on today's episode, I want to try to get some of this stuff done with Sapphire. We do have the engine back over here, and it looks really good. There was not a lot of stuff that was going on with it, as you could imagine. It was literally just a set of rings, so yeah, it wasn't a bad you know, build for this engine. But yeah, like I said before, if you guys remember from a while ago, I did show you guys exactly what was going on with it. It was just smoking like crazy. Now, when I got it back from the machine shop, they did actually tell me that that this car was actually, the top rings on them were actually the exact words that my machine shop guy told me was, I don't know who put this thing together, but the ring gaps were all wrong. So it is what it is. So I could never confirm or deny that this thing had good rings in it or whatever, because I never really ran it more than like maybe a couple minutes at a time. It wasn't until I let it run consistently that the smoke started, and it was just, you could just tell it was just going bad. So the engine is done now, and I do plan on getting actually everything with the motor kind of done. When I say everything, I mean like just the bare engine. So everything with the long block. I want the long block done. I want to put the turbo on. The only thing that I'm probably not going to put on is the intake manifold. The reason why I don't want to put the intake manifold on is just because it's just a lot easier for me to actually put the intake manifold on while it's in the car, because I can actually get the ACD transfer case bolted up from the top, and it won't have that much of an issue. So we're gonna do everything that we can to get this engine taken care of today, and that is the plan. Hopefully tomorrow or the next day I could mate the transmission up, put everything off to the side, and we can actually start getting these cars out of here so that we can get Sapphire in. The Subaru, if you guys do or do not know, Subaru's up for sale at this current time. I don't know how long it's going to be up for sale. Hopefully it's going to be, won't be that much longer. I had a couple people hit me up about it, so hopefully it'll just be gone. So we'll see. The paint still looks really, really good on it. I mean, obviously, like, it's just been sitting in the garage here, so I don't know. We'll see how it kind of goes, and we'll just go from there. But yeah, let me set the camera up. I do have all of this stuff over here as far as the oiling stuff, and so I didn't want to buy all new stuff. Not that it would have mattered anyway, but I cleaned all this stuff. Don't worry, I didn't put it through anything crazy strenuous. I do have acid that I use for all my powder coated parts, so that's what I ran this stuff through, and it cleaned it up pretty nicely. Over here I do have all of my gaskets, my water pump gasket. I do have all of my Felpro gaskets, and my head gasket is in here. I didn't use anything super crazy. Everything is pretty much like a standard car. Like, I'm not gonna put super expensive or super crazy like head gasket on, because honestly, like, that's what this thing's got. It's got everything is from Felpro here, so you can go to the store and pick up yourself a Felpro kit, head gasket, and all that stuff, and it works perfectly fine without a problem. So yeah, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna get all this stuff taken care of here, and that is the goal for today. Get this engine, get the head on, oiling on, make sure that the oil pan is good. Now, whenever I do the oil pan, it might be one of the last things I do, or it might be, I don't know, it might be one of the first things I do, honestly. Make sure that the, everything is set, so I don't have to touch it again. I don't know, what's that? I do have some of this Right Stuff gasket sealer. This stuff is really good. Honestly, this Nissan stuff is really good too. So I've heard good things about Honda Bond as well. So I'm not gonna go out to the store and grab some different stuff. I'm just gonna use whatever I have up there. It actually works for me. So yeah, I'm just gonna go that route. So like I said, the plan is get the head on, oiling system, get the water pump on, oil filter housing back on, the oil pan. I don't know if I'm gonna take that inside, powder coat the bottom end. I just don't know yet. I haven't really decided, but I'm gonna try to decide that before I actually put the head on, just so that I can spin this bad boy without actually doing it. For those of you that are new on the channel, I will show you this real quick. This engine was built before I got it. If I can pull this pin out. There we go. So this motor was done before I actually got it, but like I said before in this pre-log here, the engine was, it did have a bad set of rings in there. So it does have a Eagle crank, it has Eagle rods, and then it has Wiseco pistons. I'm not exactly sure why they went the different route with Wiseco pistons instead of Eagle pistons, but I'm pretty sure Eagle does have pistons for this car. But anyway, everything is brand new. Well, not brand new, well, looking new, but refreshed. Everything is good. All new bearings, big end bearings, small end bearings for the rods. So we are ready to crank this bad boy out. So having a fully built, well, I don't know when people say fully built, but just having a built bottom end, as far as the crank is forged, the pistons are forged, and the rods are forged, should be able to make decent power, but I'm not going to push it on the Evo 9 turbo. So if you guys have no idea, I do have a bunch of cars here. So I will be driving this car at least for a little bit to make sure that the bugs are going to be done with it. And then I'm going to move on. I have 2 more cars outside that I have to do. I want to try to get them done before summer so that I can work on one of the cars primarily all summer. Try to get it right the first time. So yeah, let me set the camera up. Let me get this bad boy started, and then yeah, we can go from there. So let's go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, folks, so I'm at an impasse here. So I have all the oiling stuff on here, but this oil pan does not look, I mean, it's not like it's gonna see a lot of like stuff, but I don't know what I want to do with this. I have 2 of them actually, this one, and then I have one over here, which is yeah, it's about the same. It's a little dusty, but I don't know. I don't know which one I should use. Should I take this one, clean it up, and probably not powder coat it? Probably just see if I could, I don't know, just reuse this one, but maybe paint it or something. I don't know. I don't exactly know. I'm at an impasse here, so I'm gonna clean both of them up, and I'm gonna see which one kind of looks better I probably won't, I don't know, I probably won't paint them. This one was the one that came off the car, but I still have to clean all this, like, all this stuff off. So once I do that, then I could probably get a better idea of what I'm gonna do. But I don't know. Let me clean this one up. Let me see how it kind of looks, and then we can take it from there. So give me a minute. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, folks. So I did a little surgery here. Nothing too crazy. It's been out here for like an hour, maybe a little bit longer than that, an hour and a half or so. I just painted the outside and just cleaned up the mating surface here with a wire wheel. So yeah, should be okay. So now I'm gonna get back to it now. Like I said before, it's probably been about an hour or so since I've touched this thing, but I'm gonna you know, throw some Goofooey on here and set this bad boy on and not torque it. One of the things that you really have to remember is whenever you're putting a pan on with some you know, sealant or whatever, you have to wait a while. So some manufacturers have different standards on what the wait time is. So what I'm going to do is just snug these down by hand, and what I'm going to do is just let it sit. Let it probably sit overnight. Well, it's probably going to sit more than overnight, because I'm going to put the head on. I'm going to put the I want to put everything else on. Timing belt. I'm going to try to get this engine complete, so that all I really need to do is in the next couple days or whatever, I can actually just put the turbo on, the you know, all the stuff that's not going to be on today. So I can pull this bad boy off, put it on a dolly, a roller, or whatever. I do have the dolly over there. Put the transmission, made it all together, and do all that jazz. So, like I said before, this video is going to be all for just the long block. That is the goal for today. So, yeah, let me get the sealant, and let me start getting this bad boy together. Let's go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, folk, before I continue here, we are making a pretty decent time here. So one of the things I definitely wanted to tell you is whenever you're putting your studs in, these are just regular ARP studs, head studs, so nothing too crazy. They're not like I do have a set of L19s over there, but I don't think that I'm gonna put them in here. There's really no reason. It's not like I'm running like 800 horsepower. I might just take those L19s and put them in this car, but I have a set of the same ARP head studs in this car and in this engine. But it is definitely one of those things that is, I'm not going to say a must, but whenever you're starting to make some decent power, head studs are definitely good. But one of the things that you'll notice here is that I took my time to try to make sure that all of these were about the same height. Whenever you're doing this, you want to make sure of that fact, just because you don't want your ARP studs to be sticking out a little bit or a lot, because you want them to be even. So one of the things that I'm really not going to worry about is whenever you're doing head studs, to get the accurate torque that you're going to need their paste, and that you put underneath the washer itself, and then you could actually get the most accurate torque you can. I don't have any of that on hand, but I use the same regular torque spec all the time with all of my engines, and it's never really failed. These are cast iron blocks, so it can take the torque without stretching the threads or the shaft here. So just make sure that you're doing it correctly, and make sure that you have the same height, and then you'll be fine. So we're gonna continue to keep on going. The head is over there, so I'm gonna pull that, and we're gonna get this bad boy all torqued down today. And like I said before, get the timing belt on, do a couple small things, and yeah, so we could move on from this project. So let's keep going. Alright everybody, so we are at this point, the long block is pretty much taken care of. Give or take a couple things, we still have the crank pulley to put on, a bunch of accessories we got to put on, but the way that I put this engine on this engine stand, I'm not really super comfortable putting a lot more weight on it because it is kind of bolted up, kind of weird like that. And again, like I said before, I don't really want to put a lot of weight, a lot more weight on it. So I'm gonna leave this thing here. I'll probably put on a couple more little things and then clean it up just a little bit more. The front of the head I'll probably clean up, and the valve cover I'll clean up because it is filthy. And I think that'll probably wrap this video up. So yeah, I really think that's it. I might just put this, you know, coolant passage thing back on. Maybe I might do that. But other than that, I really don't have much else going on with this car, or on this engine anyway. There is very small things that we still need to do. Like I said, the turbo, alternator, you know, a couple more brackets, such like that. But I'm going to let this thing cure for at least 24 hours. I'll come back out here tomorrow and actually torque up the oil pan bolts, because like I said, I just snugged them up with the gun, not anything crazy. So I need to do that. I need to put the turbo, like I said before, I'll put the intake manifold on afterwards, so leave that. But yeah, the engine is looking really good. I cannot wait to get this bad boy back in. So hopefully this week, while I'm off, I will get this engine taken care of on the dolly and bolted up to the transmission. That is my plan. But I hope you enjoyed this small video. Well, I don't know how short or long it will be. Probably gonna be a long video. But hopefully you guys enjoyed and stick with me the whole time. If you enjoyed the content, please think about like, comment, and subscribing. And I will see you guys on the next one. Deuces.